Ms. Rivers, how are you?
Oh.
You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She does the...
Well, you never know what to expect on the Alex Jones show, and this morning the topic came up that Michelle Obama might be a man. I know that might sound ridiculous, but is it? After all, there are many questions surrounding the president's past, and now people are starting to question the sexual orientation of the First Lady. Alex Jones has a special report on that from our new television studio in Austin, Texas. But first, here's what Joan Rivers had to say to kick the controversy into the mainstream.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Joan Rivers talked about it in the last few days, and it's a big international news story. The question is, who is Michelle Obama? Is she really a woman? Is she a man? Now, I'm not drawing any conclusions here, but I know this. It's fair to question anything and everything this administration says, because I can't think of an administration in history that has been caught with such a perfect record of everything they say and do being a lie, being a fraud. You've got all these examples with Obamacare and all the taxes it raises on poor people and the death panels and all the denials about that. And then the architect of Obamacare, Rahm Emanuel's brother, comes on Fox News and says, you know what, the plan is to bankrupt the healthcare system with this and bring in total socialism. So the insurance companies are getting in line. These people are the authors of so much corruption, so much tyranny, that they shouldn't whine and complain when the public doesn't believe anything they're saying, especially when every time I look at Michelle or Michael Obama, the first lady or the first tranny, every time I look at them, something doesn't look right. She doesn't look like any black woman or any woman I've ever known. She's got shoulders that are wider than a man's, which physiologically doesn't happen. Again, you can put 3 heads on a man's shoulders and only 2 heads on a woman's shoulders. That's a known anatomy. And then women generally have wider hips than men do. And you look at her arms and the rest of it, when she's standing straight on, she looks like no woman I have ever seen, except for people who have had different chromosomal disorders who choose to be a woman. And I've got the statistics and the numbers right here in front of me. We're seeing more and more of these chromosomal disorders because of all the toxic waste and GMO that's been introduced. One of them is the Klinefelter syndrome, or the double XY, where you basically are part female, part male, and then generally around puberty or even younger, the person needs to choose who they're going to be. And when you look at other people who have been reported, like Olympic runners and others, to perhaps having this disorder, they look just like Michelle Obama. And we've seen cases before where they then do the test and then don't release them. And the Russians got caught in the Olympics, of course, back in the 70s and 80s, having, quote, women wrestlers and weightlifters that really weren't women. They were really men. It's just they didn't have the genitalia, and some evidence showed they'd had it removed so that the great state could be shown of communism as defeating capitalism. But Joan Rivers, obviously, while officiating at a gay wedding, was basically asked about if America would accept this, and you know, she said, "Well, we already have a gay president and his transvestite wife." You know, for me, this isn't really a laughing matter, because not just the sexuality, but the very genetics of the human species across the board is being manipulated. We've got some areas of the United States where more than 2/3 of the frogs are being born hermaphrodites or asexual or sterile. We've got all sorts of sexual mutations happening in guinea pigs that are fed GMOs, things I won't get into here on the air. And we are all guinea pigs under this. So getting all the political correctness aside, there has always been people throughout history, males identify as females, females identify as males. There's always been a small portion of that, a small statistic. And I don't judge or attack those people. And I'm not obsessed with it either. I'm sick of the societal obsession with it. It's clearly being pushed, and that's what I'm tired of, is the force feeding of all of this culturally to reduce population and also break up the family. I'm tired of male role models that are traditional and female traditional role models being under attack. And so those that are pushing this politically correct agenda that tell us don't use the word bossy, it attacks women, or your kid can't play with a Nerf gun, or don't call illegal aliens immigrants, and then don't call them immigrants, call them migrants, and then don't call them migrants, call them people that you need to bow down and worship and pay for, or you're a racist, or turn your guns in or you're a racist, or vote for Obamacare, you're a racist. The truth is we're dealing with a move towards eugenics and dehumanization, period, that makes Brave New World look like an instruction manual. And after all, Aldous Huxley did say in his nonfiction book, Brave New World Revisited in 1961, that indeed it was an instruction manual, and that his brother headed up the UN plan at UNESCO to actually end the sexes as we know it and create biological androids to serve the state. So we're being conditioned by the television, conditioned by the chemicals, conditioned by the bad food, all of it, to become artificial consciousness, artificial insemination, because we're so incredibly infertile that, we have to have 3 parents now, and the baby has to be designed. And if they build back doors into all the technology and all the smart grids to surveil and control us, everything we talked about now admitted, I'm here to tell you they admit they're planning to build backdoor systems and stack genetic traits they want into all these new designer babies. The globalists are a cult of genetic engineering. So we can make jokes about Michelle Obama obviously having some type of chromosomal mutation or disorder. I mean, undoubtedly something's wrong with her. People can make jokes all day about how she's really a merman from series He-Man Masters of the Universe. But again, bottom line, we can laugh at our own peril, because this is affecting all of us and all of our children. And genetic disorders are off the chart. They're just telling us, this is just because we have bad genes. Well, why wasn't it expressing like this before? It is the environmental things that are being added into the food chain by design that is clearly causing this to happen. And the globalists told us that that's what they were planning to do. Fury, let's put this on screen, please. It's up on Infowars.com. Fury at racist cartoon comparing Butch and masculine Michelle Obama to pregnant, ready Melania Trump. pageant ready. I'm having a Freudian slip. Now, let me go ahead and show you this. This is the two ladies, and we've had doctors on about this. Her shoulders are too wide. She's on like the 100th percentile of women, okay, with her body type. Her arms, everything. She always has this pooch, like she's wearing either a codpiece or has genitalia, okay? Now, she looks like a man. Like, dude looks like a lady. Lady looks like a dude. And this is a funny cartoonist, Ben Garrison, who they're always calling racist and bad. And, I mean, I'm sorry. It's true. It's a giant viral video phenomenon for like 8 years that she's a man. All I know is Obama was raised by a tranny in Indonesia. They're into all sorts of stuff. Hillary's daughters, Webster Hubbles, none of the stuff we're told by these people is true. And national media takes it when I talk about this, and acts like I'm crazy. Listen, there's hundreds of millions of views on YouTube. There's some videos with like 10 million views apiece, and there's dozens and dozens of them. Probably more than 100 million. I'm just guesstimating. Dead reckoning. Where mainline liberal sites think she's a man. Okay? It's not racist to say she looks like a man. And let me explain something. Cartoonists famously make fun of everybody. There's cartoons everywhere making me look like I weigh 400 pounds. There's cartoons with me with big nose and all this stuff. That's what you do in editorial cartoons. It's been going on for 300 years. Everybody gets made fun of. Everybody gets bigger ears, bigger noses. Look at editorial cartoons of LBJ as a nose to the ground. Richard Nixon. This is what you do. You ran for office. You are the co-president that tells kids what lunch to eat around the country because you're God. Obama is obsessing, saying he'll sue Texas, sue North Carolina if we don't teach 5-year-olds how to be trannies, trying to sexually confuse kids. And you're fair game. And don't forget, the famous comedian Joan Rivers said, of course everyone knows she's a tranny. She's dead serious. Yeah, she's a man. Deader than a doornail in a routine operation where basically she had fire poured down her throat, was a fire-breathing goblin. Dead on arrival. Shoot your mouth off, honey. You will die. Liberal. Like Bono gets billions and huge concert deals, says it's all going to charity to AIDS Africa, and keeps 99%. Greediness. And George Clooney opened the borders up. He has $100 million chateaus, doesn't bring in one immigrant or whatever, and says Trump wants to hurt women because he says radical Muslims are a danger, when it's the radical Muslims totally enslaving over 500 million women. George Clooney, you maggot. You know, there's all those videos where Obama keeps calling, well, Michael here, I mean Michelle. Hey, Michael, Michelle, come on over here.
Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah. Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's deployed today.
I really think her daughters don't look like her. I really think this is some weird hoax they did again. Just like he didn't get sworn in on the Bible. It was the Quran, all this weirdness. I mean, I used to laugh at this stuff, but man, it's all about rubbing our noses in it. And I think it's all an arranged marriage. It's all completely fake. And it's this big sick joke because he's obsessed with transgender. This is like some weird cult or something. I think Michelle Obama is a man. I really do. I really do. I believe it. Just like the minute I saw Frank Marshall Davis in his porno photos in Dreams of My Real Father, and and Obama writing a book that he lived with him in the summers, and that it was his grandfather's best friend, and then I saw the photos of Obama's mother on the same couch as Obama's photographed on at Frank Marshall Davis's house, but with in a lesbian photo shoot. My mother didn't believe it when she heard the guest on like 3-4 years ago, and she wanted to see the DVD that we sell, and she saw it, and she said, it's incredible. It's true. It is. That's the whole Kenya thing. Why she kept saying he was born in Kenya, and when he was the head of the law review, he said he was born in Kenya. In his bio for several years straight in the law review, it said born in Kenya. And then we're like, look at this. You're born in Kenya. You say you weren't. Stop lying. Why all these fake birth certificates in 9 different layers? Day one, we pulled it up. It was in layers. It was fake. The typewriter printer stuff was a Microsoft Word. See, each strike of a typewriter is like a snowflake or a water droplet. It's different. There's never one the same. When it splats, there's micro splatters. We just blew up the letters, compared them. It was the same font. We even went to Microsoft and looked it up. It was fake, but it was meant to be. We're like, why is this so fake? Why is this to mess with us, to taunt us? No. See, there's CIA tactics and intelligence agency tactics that say, like, they'll go, spray PCP or gas on a crowd and then run around in, like, puppy dog outfits so no one really knows what happened and everybody's hallucinating, and then several people are killed in the crowd in an assassination, but later no one even knows what went on. They tried that in, Jacob's Ladder and stuff in Vietnam. They did tests like that. A lot of it's declassified. They admit at Guantanamo Bay when they're torturing people, they just run around in devil outfits while they're on LSD and then have prostitutes come in who are menstruating to smear blood all over them just to totally whack them out. I mean, I don't want to get gross here, but this is the type of stuff they do. It's the same thing here. They have like a tranny up there as the first lady. His dad's a famous commie leader on the actual communist board, running communist newspapers nationwide, funding the party with hardcore porn. Underground porn back then was big money. And it's just total black ops. His grandpa's CIA. And it's just freakazoid. It's total freakazoid. And they're mad that they have a man with a good-looking wife as president. They don't want that. They want to train you to submit and break your will. Just like it was declassified, the CIA puts out deviant art and deviant music to break society and to turn you all into jellyfish. And you go out in the general public, most people look like the Walking Dead, like their souls got sucked out of their eyeballs.